Good morning, guys. Welcome to my replay viewers. Thank you guys so much for jumping in, checking out my broadcast. Sorry I missed you live, but so glad you guys took some time to check it out. What is up to my live crew this morning? Great to see you all this morning, and so glad to have you here. I appreciate you guys coming in to hang out with me on this Wednesday morning. Great morning to you, Kat. Thanks for coming in, girl. Brian, good morning to you, buddy. Tracy, great morning to you. Alexis, nice to see you. Tony, good morning to you, buddy. It's nice to see you as well. I'm going to challenge your mindset, continue to challenge your mindset today, guys. We started a mindset series yesterday, and I talked to you guys about, do you have a project mindset or a tactical mindset, just challenging the way that you're operating day in and day out. Today I'm going to share with you and just get you thinking about, give you some ideas about what you could be doing to shake yourself loose from all the noise that's going on in this world and really get yourself progressing forward. One of the biggest questions that I'm getting all the time, or I guess statements that I'm getting all the time right now is, Justin, I don't know what to work on. I don't know what I should be focusing on right now. I don't know how to give myself something to reinvigorate my energy or my focus. So I'm gonna give you 8 very powerful ways, 8 very powerful ideas this morning that you can level up your life, and you can start right now, and it applies to everybody. All right. Good morning, Michelle, Jacqueline, Mel. Thanks for all you guys coming in. That is our topic for conversation for today. If all you guys that know me, you know who I am, you know how I roll. I would love to have you hit that share button and invite your crew into the broadcast. Get anybody in here that you think may want to hang out with us and take part in this conversation this morning. All right. And then if anybody's brand new, if you have never seen me before, if you have no idea who I am, first of all, welcome. I would love to greet you into the broadcast and say hello. If you want to give me a hashtag first time and let me know if it's the first time you've ever seen me, I would love to say hello, and my crew would love to make you feel welcome. All right, and then lastly, guys, I very much appreciate every single one of y'all that's checking this out on the replay. If you are in the replay, I would love for you to know that you can still comment and interact with this broadcast. I would love for you to give me a hashtag replay. I do see those comments, and I do respond to those as well, so I'd love to know that you were here, all right? And then, guys, we're going to roll, because, I do not waste my time, and I choose not to waste yours, so let's jam. All right, y'all, that is who I am. That is what I do. Justin Kaplan Pro is my name. JustinKaplanPro.com is my website. I'm a startup business mentor and a branding strategist that specializes in helping startup entrepreneurs turn your passion, your idea, your gifting into a profitable and sustainable brand that rises up in this challenging digital marketplace to draw in the 21st century consumers that want and need what you have to offer. Lindy, great morning to you. Guys, I broadcast live every single weekday morning from Tuesday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, hooking you guys up with business building tips, hacks, and principles. Anything I can give you to help you grow your business, expand your ministry, bring your vision to life, and grow that brand of yours online in this digital marketplace. All right, shall we roll into this thing? We're talking today about 8 powerful ways that you can level up your life, and you can start right now. How many of y'all would agree? Put an agree in the chat room if you agree with me that there's a lot of noise in the world today that can be tremendously distracting. Where I think early on in the year you probably had a lot of big goals, a lot of big things you were working towards, and it feels like it's just been since like February. There's just distraction after distraction, frustration after frustration, all these things that are just causing people to just be paralyzed in the seasons that they're in. And a lot of people had big goals to work on certain things, but because of circumstances and situations, they're like, I don't even know how to get back to work on that, because it just doesn't seem like the right timing. And so there can be a lot of things where maybe you were planning to focus and build something, and just because of all the things that have gone on, you don't know how to get yourself back in that rhythm. And so what's happened with a lot of people is they just found themselves completely stuck and not sure what to move forward on, what to work on, what to focus on. So I'm going to give you 8 different things this morning that I believe will absolutely create a very powerful shift in your life if you allow them to do so. And every single one of these things are things that any one of us can do, and we can do it right now. All right. As always, I'll summarize my points for you at the end of the broadcast, but I do challenge you to take your own notes and capture the information that applies to you. Jacqueline, great morning to you. Kim Lukens, great morning to you as well. All right, I'm going to start you out with my quote of the day. My quote of the day from today is from Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins says, "It's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives, but what we do consistently. Anytime you sincerely want to make a change, the first thing you must do is raise your standards." I'm going to say that again. It's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives, but what we do consistently. Anytime you sincerely want to make a change, the first thing you must do is raise your standards. So each of these areas that I'm looking at this morning that I'm going to share with you, each one of these is a raising of your standards. And let's just talk through it a little bit, all right? The first one I'm going to give you is something that I do every once in a while when I feel myself in a little bit of a funk and I feel like I need some sort of momentum change, is I create separation from normal. Somebody put that in the chat stream, will you please? Create separation from normal. What does that mean? To create separation from normal means for you to take a good, honest look at what has become normal in your life and ask yourself, what is one thing that I can do to create a little bit of separation from what I have allowed to accept as normal? So, for example, maybe now that school's out or whatever, maybe this is because of the season, maybe because you've gotten used to working from home. Maybe your morning routine has gone out the window, and you've become really, really lax with what time you get up, with the way you do things throughout the day. You've been a little bit more lax with your diet, and so you're realizing that you're putting on a little bit of weight, and you keep telling yourself, man, I've got to get back to being disciplined. But it seems like shifting from what you're doing now to becoming super disciplined is just so far of a leap, you can't do that. But one thing that you could do is you could choose one day a week where you're going to get up early in the morning and go for a walk and get outside in your neighborhood, or drive to a local park. Maybe you meet up with a girlfriend and you guys go for a walk one day a week. That would be creating separation from normal. Maybe you're struggling with the kids being home and you're having a hard time focusing, and there's a lot of noise in your house, there's clutter in your house, there's all these things. So every time you sit down to try to work on your business or work on your project or work on your whatever it needs to work on, you're having a hard time focusing because there's so much distraction in your business. Or maybe what you need to do is for 2 hours once a week, you need to leave the house and go somewhere else where you can sit and focus. Now, depends on what's open. I'd say go to a coffee shop. I'd say go park your car out by your favorite lake. Go up somewhere that's a lot of nature. But can you create some separation from your normal by getting out of your house? You might say creating separation from normal might be getting a babysitter for one day a week, and you can get out of the house. Maybe you need to have a girls' day. Maybe you need to, Lord knows, maybe you're missing your spouse, and you and your spouse need some alone time. So you create some separation from your normal by having a discussion together and say, we are going to do a date night once a week for the indefinite future, because we need time together. We need uninterrupted time together. So we're going to get out of the house. We're going to get a babysitter. We're going to have a date night. So number one, creating separation from normal is simply looking at your life and looking what's really paralyzing you, what's really bothering you, what's really frustrating you, what's really overwhelming you, and ask yourself, what have I accepted as normal, and how can I create a little bit of separation from that? Can you see what I'm talking about? Hopefully it's different for everybody. But put a yes in the chat room if I'm giving you some ideas as to what you can do, because it's so powerful. It's so powerful just to change some stuff up sometimes, because we can get so trapped in mundane. Y'all agree with that? We can get so trapped in just being like, well, this is my life, and you just keep on doing the same old things. But there's things that are working against you. So why do we continue to allow ourselves to accept the things that continually frustrate and overwhelm us? Why don't we change something? So find a way to create some separation from your normal. That's number one. Number two is commit to advancing a skill. Commit to advancing a skill. And I challenge you to put a time frame to that. So maybe there's one thing that you really, really either know you need to learn or really have been wanting to learn. Or some particular skill that you want to be able to advance in your life. And maybe you can commit to advancing a skill over the next 30 days. So maybe there's Maybe there's a whole bunch of self-learning that you can do, and and there's something specific that you want to learn, and so you can commit over the next 30 days. I'm gonna commit every Wednesday afternoon for 4 hours to do this or to watch this. Maybe there's a class that you can enroll in. Maybe there's a community that you can join. Maybe there's somebody you look up to that knows how to do something that you know how to do, that you want to know how to do, so you can partner up with them and do it with them. It doesn't really matter what that is, but it's something about it's an inner core desire that you have to do something differently, but you never give yourself the time because you're too busy. You have too much going on. Now's not the right season. This week isn't good for me. This month isn't good for me. This summer isn't good for me. This year isn't good for me. Right? You've been telling yourself that for a long time. So that's something where I think a lot of you probably know what that is. Maybe you've been wanting to start a podcast. Maybe you've been wanting to learn how to become a live streamer. Maybe you've been wanting to get into some sort of a fitness class. Maybe you've been wanting to teach fitness classes. Maybe you've been wanting to learn how to do more graphic stuff or more technological stuff. Maybe you want to learn how to crochet. Maybe you want to learn how to go skiing. Whatever it is for you, I just challenge you to commit time to advancing that skill that you've been thinking on for forever, but put a time frame to it. So maybe it's just a one-time class. Maybe it's a one-time situation. So I'm going to commit time to advancing a skill by the end, where are we, June. Maybe you're going to commit to having that thing done by the end of June. Maybe you're going to commit 30 days to doing it. Maybe you commit 3 months to doing it. Maybe you want to learn how to be a life coach. Man, I know so many great people in here that are connected to me that have life coach certifications, and they've gone through life coaching. And maybe you want to be certified in being a life coach. That's a skill. That's a life-changing thing to go through. That'd be spectacular for you. I think I just confirmed something for somebody. Maybe that's what you do. Good morning, Camille. Thinking advancing a skill in some area that you've been wanting to advance. All right. Number 3, we're talking about 8 powerful ways to level up your life, and you can start right now. Number 3 is commit to doing something that scares you. Can you think about that for a minute? Commit to doing something that scares you. And there may be a time frame associated with that as well. There may not. That commit to doing something that scares you may just be a one-time thing. That committing to doing one thing that scares you may simply be today you choose to pick up the phone and call your mom that you haven't talked to in years, or your dad. Maybe it's a matter of you go visit your son and grandchildren that you haven't seen in forever. Good morning, Kim. Thanks for coming in, buddy. It could be something small like that. TJ, what's up, brother? Thanks for coming in, buddy. Maybe something like that. Maybe it's the life coaching thing. Maybe you want to become a certified life coach, but the investment scares the heck out of you, but it's something that you've been really, really wanting to do. What's stopping you? You're not getting any younger. I love that, Camille. Brandon Burchard suggests doing one bold thing daily. I love that. It's about making moves with importance. It's about doing something that actually matters every day. You know, I say do something that matters every single day. Make sure that no matter what you're doing, that every single day you can look back and you can say, you know what, I accomplished something that made a difference today. I accomplished something that matters. Because it's very easy just to get swallowed by your to-do list and not really doing anything of any great importance throughout the day. So commit to doing something that scares you. May take a little bit of thinking. You might need to think a little bit on that one and determine what it is that you want to do. But if you commit to that one, some of these things, y'all, you can change your life just by taking some bold steps. I did this. I usually kind of ask myself this question at the beginning of the month. A lot of these questions I ask myself at the beginning of every month. When I recap the previous month and I'm looking forward over the next 30 days, I ask myself, how do I want to be different this month? What can I do that scares me this month? What can I do that's going to really advance a skill that I have this month? And I'm working on some things in this month already that I've already progressed a lot on. But I think it's important for us to challenge ourselves in these ways. So commit to doing something that scares you. Number 4 is seek feedback and refine. Seek feedback and refine. Again, that can apply to a variety of areas of your life. You can seek feedback from your spouse. Just sit and maybe go and sit down and have a cup of coffee with your spouse and just talk about your relationship. Talk about your communication. Talk about your love life. Talk about what are you dreaming about? What are you thinking about? What are you excited about? Is there anything that I can do to be more supportive to you? Is there anything that I do that bothers you? That's a powerful conversation to have with your spouse if you've never had that with your spouse. Maybe you're seeking feedback from your children. Ask them, how do they feel about the summer, and is there anything they want to do? Is there anything you can do to be better for them? Maybe seek feedback from a client or clients that you serve, and ask them just how do they feel about their client-coach relationship, and are they happy with the impact that they're seeing, and is there anything different they would like? Your tribe, your friends, people that you look up to, people that you respect, people that follow you. There's so many different ways that you can get feedback, but I think it's something that a lot of us forget to do, where we get stuck in mundane. We get stuck in doing day to day, just doing things the way we've always done them. And it's like at some point, I should stop and pause for a second and actually ask people about, give me some feedback. Give me some feedback on what you're experiencing from me, and then how can I take that feedback and refine. That's a powerful way to level up, because feedback is some of the most powerful information that you will ever get from anybody. When you can get someone else to tell you how you make them feel, and get them to describe their experience with you, no matter who it is. If you can get that real, honest, raw information, that's the most valuable information that you can gather, because it will absolutely make you better. It can only make you better if you allow it to make you better. I will say that. Seek feedback and refine. Number 5, let's keep going. Daniel, what's up, buddy? Thanks for coming in. Autumn, good morning to you. Kim, what's happening? Good morning to you. Number 5 is acquire new and meaningful relationships. Acquire new and meaningful relationships. I put my note in here because I do this intentionally. I focus on acquiring one new and meaningful relationship per week. That's just that's just always a goal for me. I'm always looking for new people that I can connect to. But that's not always, for me, it's not always potential clients. Sometimes I shift my focus. So sometimes, most of the time I'm looking for people that I can help. I'm looking for people I can connect to that I know need my help and that I could actually serve. But in a lot of cases, I'm like, you know what? I want to meet some new peers, man. I want to connect to some new people. I want to connect to some people who are running the race with me and that are making moves out there. I want to connect to some people that could influence me and that could, encourage me and support me in some ways. So, I just wonder if you need some new people in your life. That's a good goal. Jason, what's up, buddy? Thanks for coming in, man. It's a good goal. So, but it's one of those things. Again, it's one of those things where you can get so caught up in just looking at your to-do list, dealing with the things at home, dealing with your kids, keeping track of your house, going to work, coming home, going to work, coming home, doing the thing, and then all of a sudden you go weeks and weeks and months, and all of a sudden you're like, man, I haven't connected to anybody new. Man, I made some incredible new relationships over this weekend. Took my son camping. I got a whole pile of brand new friends because I got to connect to some amazing men of God that I had the pleasure of hanging out with. Jason's one of them. So, making an intention to acquire new and meaningful relationships will absolutely impact your life, because you have no idea who out there will make such a difference on you if you allow them. And you also have no idea what kind of difference and impact you can make on other people that may be waiting for you to show up in their life. Somebody want to give me an amen to that? It's important. God has an assignment on your life today, y'all. Every one of us. Like, I have that belief every single morning. I believe God has an assignment on my life today. He's given me a gift and an ability and a talent to do things that I do every single day, and I have an assignment on my life to do what he's called me to do today. So I wonder, I'm going to just make an impact in somebody's life today. What if I'm supposed to connect to that new person today? What if I'm supposed to say that one message, that one thing, right? It's very important, very important. Let's keep going. Number 6, we're talking about 8 powerful ways to level up your life, and you can start right now. Number 6 is say yes and say no. Say yes and say no. What does that mean? I want you to think about this for a second, y'all. I want you to think about some things in your life that maybe there's something in your life that you've been saying yes to for a long time. and it probably needs a no out of you. Like, you've been saying yes to that thing. You've been giving of your time and your energy and your resources to that thing. And people are constantly asking you, can you do this? Can you do this? And you're like, yes, 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 I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be there. But you know in your gut that season's over. So I wonder, what things in your life have you been saying yes to for a long time that probably needs a no out of you? And then vice versa. What things in your life have you been saying no to for a long time that probably needs a yes out of you? Can you see that? Because every time I ask myself that question, I can always identify one thing on both sides of the coin. What have you been saying yes to for forever that needs a no out of you? And what have you been saying no to forever that needs a yes out of you? Talk about a shift. Every time I've adjusted those two things, usually something powerful happens. And it's necessary. Because you know what? Kind of the way I look at it is, the things that we've been saying yes to all the time are usually because we've been wrestling with our own flesh and human nature. And it's usually a matter of fear, insecurity. What are they going to think of me? You're seeking approval from others. A lot of those things can fall in there. The things that we just continuously yes, 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 and no, or no, 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 I can't, or I won't, or I'm not willing to, or I'm not able to, or whatever. But a lot of times when you're constantly saying yes to something and you're constantly saying no to something, it usually has to do with your flesh. But oftentimes God is prompting you to do the opposite. Like, I don't think I'm telling you anything new right now. I think I'm confirming for you something that you already knew. This is just a confirmation. So God's been prompting you for a long time that I want you to say yes to that, or I want you to say no to that. It's time for you to shift. It's time for you to change something. It's time for you to step away from this, or it's time for you to step into this. And it's uncomfortable. Change is always uncomfortable, but I think it's so necessary. And while you're looking for, how do I get past all the noise that's going on right now? How do I get past all the junk? How do I get past being stuck? I think a lot of the answers that you have are right in front of you, and God's been prompting on you for a long time to make that move. So make that move. Say yes and say no. Let's go to number 7. Last 2 for you guys, and then I'm going to get you out here, right? Number 7 is reduce your good and expand your best. Reduce your good and expand your best. One of the things that I see that gets people stuck more often than anything is when they have so much good going on that they aren't able to narrow in or really hone in on their best. Like, there's a great quote, I don't know who originated it. It's a great quote that says you literally can do anything as soon as you stop trying to do everything. You literally can do anything as soon as you stop trying to do everything. So many of us are so busy being busy. We're focusing on all these things, all the options, all the opportunities, all the people that need me, all the ideas that I have all these things going on. And you're juggling all these things. So what I want to ask you, what I really want you to focus on, and I asked you one of these things yesterday when we were talking about, I think it was yesterday, maybe it was Monday, I can't remember. But I asked the question, what is your mission in this season? What do you want to be your mission in this season? What do you want to accomplish in the month of June? What do you want to accomplish this week? What is your focus right now of all the things? Because a lot of you got a lot of things going on. A lot of you are trying to get a business off the ground, but you're also trying to learn how to create social media content, but you're also in the process of remodeling your kitchen. You're also wanting to create a nice little living space outside. You're also trying to spend a lot of meaningful and quality time with your kids. You have all the things going on. So, but I'm going to challenge you, what is your primary mission in this season? All right, Justin, my primary mission in this season is to really, really create a great process and structure with my kids. So we have a great routine. We have a great process where the summer doesn't get away from us. We have meaningful time together, but we also have structure. All right, make that your focus. That's your focus. Try to get that set in place before you try to shift to doing all these other things you're trying to juggle. Justin, really trying to get my business off the ground. All right, what do you need to do then to set your schedule up so that you can give that your focus? Because when you're trying to handle everything at the same level, everything just stays at the same level, right? I'm gonna say it again. if all the things in your world, if you're trying to juggle them all at the same level, with the same level of attention, the same level of focus, they're all going to stay at the same level. Nothing's going to rise up. But as soon as you be like, you know what, this is important, but I need to set this to the side for a second. This is also good. This is also important, but I need to set this aside for a second because this needs my focus. I give the analogy often of the sun. You think about the sun, y'all. The sun is this amazing, powerful ball of fire that perfectly heats our energy, or perfectly heats our planet, right? All the way around. Doesn't matter where you are in the planet, that sun is perfectly placed and is perfectly heating our planet. Now, there's some areas of the planet that are colder than others. So if you're in Antarctica, you're obviously a bit colder than if you're on the equator. But regardless, everything on the planet is heated perfectly. There's not one single part of the planet that's being set on fire by the sun. It's all perfectly heated the way it is designed to be. That's your brain. The sun is your brain, and you got your sun that's focused on your world. All the things in your world. Now, there's some things in your world that are a little warmer than others because they're closer to you. They're on your equator. There's some other things that are a little colder in your life because you've put them off on Antarctica. But there's not one single area of your world that's being set on fire by your brain because you are trying to perfectly warm all of it. But what happens if you pull out a magnifying glass? What happens if you pull a magnifying glass out and you channel all the power of your sun and you get it on one specific area? If you hold that thing there long enough and you focus on one specific thing, you will set that thing on fire. That's what needs to happen in your world. You need to stop trying to keep your mind on everything. You need to say, you know what? This needs to be set aside for a season. I need to park this for a season because I need to reduce my good and expand my best. And that's the only way you're going to elevate that one key area of your life that really needs to be elevated right now because it needs attention. It needs your magnifying glass. It can't just be another check in your box. It needs to be focused on. It needs time. So reduce your good and expand your best is a great way to level up one key area of your life. The last one I'm going to give you, number 8, is adapt all of these into a routine. If you can adapt all of these into a routine where you routinely create separation from normal, you routinely commit to advancing a skill, you routinely commit to doing something that scares you, you routinely seek feedback and refine what you're doing, you routinely acquire new and meaningful relationships, you routinely say yes and say no, and you learn how to do that consistently. You routinely reduce your good and expand your best and recognize where your focus needs to be and where your focus does not need to be. If you can create a routine out of those, and I do this monthly. Weekly, I think it's too much to try to pile into a week, but every single one of these things I do on a monthly basis, and I do it at the beginning of every month. If you can develop a routine where you challenge yourself in all of these areas at the beginning of every month and really make this a focus area, it will absolutely impact your life on a level that you can't even comprehend. All right, that's my summary for you for today, y'all. All right, 8 different things. I challenge you to level up your life. As always, I want to remind you that you can get all my notes from this broadcast on the JC Pro mobile app. If you don't already have it, if you go to your app store on Apple or on Google Play, look up Justin Kaplan Pro. You can download my app. It is free. When you go into my, turn my brightness down a second. When you go into my mobile app, y'all, you'll see training library, second one down. If you click the training library, that'll open up my broadcast. This broadcast is in here in my app already. And if you click on that, all my notes for today's broadcast are right in there where you can see my summary, my quote of the day, and you can get that. The app is free. I built that thing for you, and I'd love for you to download it if you have not already gotten it, all right? I'm going to leave you to that for today, guys. Hopefully this was helpful for you. I appreciate you. I know 30 minutes of your time is so incredibly valuable, so I appreciate you spending your time with me this morning. Guys, have a spectacular and intentional day. Be intentional with your time, be intentional with your talent, and be intentional with the gifting that God has given you. And I will see you guys all around the web. All right, take care, God bless, and I will see you guys later.